focus on interstitial cystitis, prostatinia, testicular plate, blah, 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 but it applies to a lot of things. So almost 11 million women and men, mostly women, a lot of men now, we're realizing that women are not the only ones. 80% will be women, 20% will be men. Children. We forget about our poor kids. There's a lot of kids out there that have these conditions and they go totally, undiagnosed. For the longest time, we really thought that bladder lining was the only issue for interstitial cystitis and, a lot of the prostate issues and things like that. And that's one of the reasons, I would say 95% of urologists still see these conditions as purely a bladder lining issue. And so all the treatments that they will do is to get the bladder lining healthier. Not that that's wrong, I'm not saying that. But that's why only half of those people or less ever get better. And diet, of course, is very important. Let's talk a little bit. Alcohol, there's 5 things that will irritate the bladder lining in general. Alcohol will be one, so we try to make people aware of that. Spicy foods are huge, because everything gets concentrated in the urine, doesn't it? And if you get dehydrated, guess what? It's going to concentrate even more. So imagine that whatever you're eating or drinking is going to make a big difference. Why is carbonation an issue? Even if it's only carbonated water, because I have a lot of people say, okay, I know soda is a problem, so, but I'm still doing carbonated water, which, by the way, I'm addicted to, but that's beyond the point. Carbonation has carbonic acid in it, and it turns the urine very acid. So it's that acidity in the urine that will cause the lining of the bladder to flare up. Also, believe it or not, carbonic acid is going to leach the calcium out of your bones. And a lot of women that go into osteopenia and osteoporosis is because of carbonated drinks, primarily in this country. And that's probably one of the reasons why we see a lot more osteopenia in our country than in other areas of the world. Where's my Perrier? No, I'm just kidding. Acidity. Okay, so acidity, acidic foods, and this is kind of interesting because people will come and they'll get in the internet or they'll talk to somebody else and they go, but they told me that to alkalinize, I need to do a lot of orange juice or a lot of the citrus. But you have to distinguish what is alkalinizing to the blood versus what's alkalinizing to the urine. Sometimes things are alkalinizing to the blood because you're dumping everything into the urine and the urine is too acidic. So we have to be mindful of that. And actually, unfortunately, a lot of the citrus and fruits tend to be acidic to the urine. It may be alkalinizing to the blood, but definitely not to the urine. And we have some long list that we can share with people and we give them, this is safe and this isn't. That being said, what's really amazing is you'll have people that might react violently to a spicy food and they have no issues at all with caffeine or alcohol. So everybody's unique, and what's important is to teach people, what works for them and what doesn't.